back to headlines now. Ahead of the World Cup, the US Department of State has issued a travel advisory to its citizens on traveling to India, Bangladesh and Sri Lanka, who are the host nations for the tournament. Now, while the US government has not received any specific threat information, they feel that high-profile events can be targeted by terrorists for attacks. Now, they have asked their citizens to maintain a high level of vigilance and take appropriate steps to bolster their personal security.
We sent this notice out now because of the upcoming sporting events to remind the large numbers of travelers we expect to attend to keep security in mind when they're making their travel arrangements, when they're in their lodgings, and when they're attending the events themselves. It's a large enough, a major event enough that we know it attracts a lot of attention, so it's a worthwhile time to remind the American traveling public about security issues.
Now, trucking in India is synonymous with Tatas and Ashok Leyland, but that could change. Daimler, the world's largest truck manufacturer, entered India's booming truck market and launched an exclusive brand name for its range of trucks right here in India. Now, following the Built in India, for India, by India model, the Germans have sounded the proverbial war cry. Take a look. If you thought only international marquees enter the booming Indian auto market in the luxury car segment, here is some news for you. Daimler AG unveiled its exclusive brand for trucks in India, Bharat Benz. The top brass of Daimler is confident that the Made in India, for India strategy adopted by it would work.
Huge country with this huge population and this fantastic dynamic growth. We see major opportunities here.
You know, we are investing here into India 700 million euro, and that I think shows the commitment that we have, and we see a lot of potential in the future because there is not only a growing market for trucks, but it's also a changing market.
Close to $1 billion have been spent already, and the plant at Oragadam is expected to be up and running by June of 2012. A strong dealership network is also a part of the strategy.
Of course, it's a challenge to build up the after-sales and sales network. But again, I think first is the plan, then the truck, and then it's the after-sales and sales network. And I'm pretty sure we are able to make it.
In fact, estimates peg the number at nearly 200 partners of dealers and network associates. And interestingly, despite the pedigree, the Germans are looking at aggressive pricing.
Regarding the cost, it will be surprisingly competitive.
Competitive pricing apart, the management also spoke of maximizing the strategic location of Chennai for exports at a future date.
It's a very good opportunity and possibility that we will export these trucks with this brand, potentially starting with components, for instance the engine, which will be local as well.
Where is the famous three-pointed star? And how will Indian brands such as Tata and Ashok Leyland, who ruled the truck market, respond to the German challenge? We will have to wait and watch. In Chennai, this is Ashmit Kumar for Ndtv-Hindu. Well, with just a day to go for the Cricket World Cup, ICC chief Harun Lorgat is rather bullish about the 50-over format, calling it their flagship event.
I think regardless of 2020 cricket, the World Cup is our flagship event. We've coined the phrase that this is the cup that counts, so it's an important event for us. It is certainly the flagship of 50-over cricket. With the backdrop that you point around 2020 cricket, it just gives it that more importance in that we want to ensure that all three formats survive. And I think the flagship event has to be successful to support that notion.
And finally, it's the big contest that all of you have been following quite closely in the past week and have been waiting for rather. And finally, we have a winner who will get the promised ticket to the wickets. Winner of the Ndtv-Hindu ticket to the wicket competition is Mr. Arun Kumar Sadanan. Congratulations, sir. Now, Mr. Arun Kumar's entry to the contest was, well, quite simple and in fact, quite a dig at the players in the political spectrum here in Tamil Nadu. He said, and I quote, "This summer the DMK or the AIDMK party may win, but Dhoni and his men will surely win first, and then party. Party hard indeed, Mr. Arun Kumar, now that you have won 2 tickets to the first World Cup match right here in the city. That's between New Zealand and Kenya on the 20th of this month. So do really keep an eye on that match and really enjoy. We hope you have a nice time. This, of course, should be a big boost for you. And, of course, for all you fans out there eyeing the World Cup mania just ahead, it all begins tomorrow. Keep that in mind. Well, switching tracks now from sports to entertainment. A movie on Tamil glamour star Silk Smitha, played by Bollywood queen Vidya Balan, has sparked criticism even before it gets completed. The Bollywood production, which narrates her life and death, has been hit hard by controversy over its title. Lalit Jude has this report.
Best known for her glamour roles, Silk Smitha dominated Tamil and South Indian cinema in the 80s and early 90s, until the glittering career came to a tragic end when she ended her own life. Recreation of her life, from a modest star to a prominent glamour girl played by Vidya Balan, has attracted criticism over its controversial title. Critics say the film named Dirty Picture shows the star in bad light.
இப்போ நீங்க படத்துல அவங்க எடுக்கும்போது குடும்பமான வரைக்கும் வெளியில தெரிஞ்ச சந்தோஷமான தருணங்களை பதிவு பண்ணலாம். அதே மாதிரி சோகமான தருணங்களையும் பதிவு பண்ணலாம். பட் சோகத்துல எது உண்மையான சோகம், நடந்தது என்ன அப்படிங்கறத ஒரு வாழ்க்கை வரலாறுங்கும்போது அதை கொஞ்சம் கரெக்ட்டா என்னங்கறத கண்டுபிடிச்சு அந்த மாதிரி பண்ணினா நல்லா இருக்கும்.
Actor Vinod Chakravarti, who introduced Silk Smitha to the movies with Vandi Chakram, thinks the title Dirty Picture is not appropriate. He also claims he has already registered his own script for a film on Silk Smitha with the Film Writers Association.
அவனோ சொன்னதை வச்சுட்டு ஏதோ ஒரு கதை பண்றீங்க, அதில் டர்ட்டி பிக்சர்னு வச்சுருங்க. வெரி சாரி. சும்மா நீங்கள் வந்து அதுவாக இருந்தா இதுவாக இருந்தா கேபரா இருந்தா எல்லாம் ப்ராஸ்டியூட்டாக இருந்தான்னு சொன்னீங்க, I will sue you in the court.
The producers of Dirty Picture may not have expected this criticism, but how they would handle further possible resistance to the film is likely to generate a lot of interest amongst critics and fans. In Chennai with Lalit Jude, Natasha for Ndtv-Hindu.
Well, that's all we have time for, but news, of course, continues in Tamil. Keep watching Ndtv-Hindu.